San Antonio at noon.
We don't feel much support most days. Let's not make today most days. Please, we need your support.
Tragedy in Dallas. Here is what we now know right now on the deadly police ambush. 5 police officers, 1 Dallas transit officer, and 4 Dallas police officers have been killed. 7 other officers and 2 bystanders were wounded. 1 suspect was killed by police in a parking garage where he had exchanged gunfire with police. Now, at this time, the AP is identifying the gunman as 25-year-old Micah Johnson. Some media are reporting that he may have served in the military. Now, thank you for joining us for News 4 San Antonio at noon.
Happening right now, a prayer vigil is being held in Dallas for the 5 officers killed last night following a Black Lives Matter rally.
And we are continuing our coverage of that deadly police shooting.
News 4 San Antonio's Michael Locklear joins us live from that prayer vigil with more details. Michael.
And this prayer vigil is about to begin in just a few minutes. There are a lot of leaders from a variety of faiths gathered on the stage right now here in Dallas. And I want to bring in someone who witnessed some of the shooting to ask her a little bit about why she decided to come to this. So describe to me exactly what you saw last night.
Well, we live a few blocks from where the shootings occurred, maybe 4 or 5 blocks, and we're up high. We're on the 20th floor, so I could see from our windows an unbelievable amount of police cars, ambulances, fire trucks. I looked up and saw helicopters like we see right now hovering between 2 buildings, which I thought it looked like a movie. And then we realized that cops and emergency personnel, people were coming from all parts of coming into the city, and we could see something really serious had occurred. We didn't hear any shooting. Then we turned on the television and saw that right outside our window, these policemen were being shot. People were running and screaming. I understand that people were not allowed back into the city. They shut down downtown last night. So even if we wanted to leave, we weren't going to be able to go anywhere. But we just started praying.
And what led you to come here, and what do you expect to get out of this event?
I heard that prayer leaders from all over the city are coming together, and that's what we have to do as a people. We have to realize that we are the human race. There is no race. We're one race. And as soon as we can learn to love and respect each other and try to understand where another person is coming from, we don't know what another person goes through every single day of their life. And the only way to do it is to pray for understanding and ask God for help. And that's why we're here, to listen. There are prayer warriors here, and that's why we're here today.
Trish Baucom, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. This event is about to get underway. We will, of course, keep you posted online and on the air. Reporting live in Dallas, Michael Locklear, News 4 San Antonio.
Thank you, Michael. San Antonio leaders gathered this morning to send their condolences to the city of Dallas during this time. Mayor Ivy Taylor says the city is already working with the San Antonio Police Department on how to handle a situation like this one in Dallas.
We've already been working to strengthen the relationship with the community. There's in-service training that's been ongoing, and I've talked with Chief Trevino and Chief McManus about the many conversations that are being held within the department about use of force, and certainly there are lessons to be learned by the incidents that we've seen in other cities.
Meantime, San Antonio Deputy Police Chief Anthony Trevino says the department is working with their officers to help build better relationships with the community.
There's challenges in every profession, and there's challenging times right now in the law enforcement profession. But I truly believe in the members of our organization, both sworn and civilian, that they come to work and they come to make a difference in our community. And so even though those challenges are there, officers are still going to come to work and do the best job that they possibly can to keep our community safe.
And after the tragedy overnight in Dallas, local, state, and federal law enforcement are reacting.
News 4 San Antonio's Amanda Weber is at the 19th annual Spaghetti Dinner Prep at the 100 Club of San Antonio, where families of fallen officers and law enforcement are feeling sadness for the Dallas community. Amanda.
Well, Leslie, Michael, you can see behind me here, they are actually putting together the meatballs for that spaghetti dinner. But everyone I spoke with today said the conversations at this year's preparations are just different. They say that all those conversations seem to be centered around Dallas. Law enforcement was prepared this morning to talk about the loss of 5 Dallas police officers and many others injured. Many are in shock and feel sadness for the families and loved ones involved. Here in San Antonio, local law enforcement says this is very close to home. This morning, Mayor Ivy Taylor, City Manager Cheryl Scully, San Antonio Fire Chief Charles Hood, and Police Chief William McManus all spoke together this morning about the incidents and the support they are lending to Dallas.
We really want to offer our condolences to all the families that have been involved in these incidents over the last couple of days, and particularly those police officers that lost their lives and those that are fighting for their lives. We want to continue to pray for them.
And families of law enforcement who were lost in the line of duty told me today that this hits very close to home for them. They say their thoughts and prayers are with the families and the law enforcement officers in Dallas. I will have much more from those family members sent on News 4 San Antonio at 5 o'clock. For now, we are live downtown. Amanda Weber, News 4 San Antonio. All
right, thank you, Amanda. U.S. Attorney General Loretta Lynch also made remarks from Washington. She offered the nation's condolences to the families of those impacted by last night's shootings in Dallas. She said the shootings in Louisiana, Minnesota, and Dallas have left people with a feeling of helplessness and fear, but she said violence is never the answer.
But the answer must not be violence. The answer is never violence. Rather, the answer, our answer, all our answer, must be action. Calm, peaceful, collaborative, and determined action.
Lynch also urged people to continue working together to build trust between their communities and police.
President Obama addressed the Dallas police shooting in Poland today, where he is currently attending a NATO summit.
He said the shooting of a dozen police officers in Dallas was a vicious, calculated, and despicable attack on law enforcement. Ron Allen reports from Poland.
I believe that I speak for every single American when I say that we are horrified over these events and that we stand united with the people and the police department in Dallas.
President Obama saying he has offered his condolences to the people of Dallas and the city's police force. With the facts of what happened still unclear, Mr. Obama said he has still reached one unmistakable conclusion.
But let's be clear, there's no possible justification for these kinds of attacks or any violence against law enforcement.
Mr. Obama attending his final NATO summit. Issues like the global war against ISIS, Russian aggression in Europe, pushed aside by the horror back home. Arriving in Warsaw, the president condemning the killing of 2 black suspects in Louisiana and Minnesota. A president who has faced criticism for appearing to back protesters and not speaking up for police, addressing that issue.
And I get letters, well-meaning letters sometimes, from law enforcement saying, how come we're under attack? How come not as much emphasis is made when police officers are shot? And so to all of law enforcement, I want to be very clear. We know you have a tough job.
Today, the president calling for the nation to focus on Dallas.
I ask all Americans to say a prayer for these officers and their families. Keep them in your thoughts. And as a nation, let's remember to express our profound gratitude to our men and women in blue, not just today, but every day.
And stay tuned to News 4 San Antonio for continuing coverage throughout the day, including on our website, news4sa.com, as well as Facebook and Twitter. Of course, we will bring you the latest details of the deadly shooting on News 4 San Antonio at 5.
And an argument was heard shortly before an apartment complex near Sac burned. Coming up, investigators are trying to see if the fight and fire are connected.
And in a second overnight fire, a man escapes his burning home. Coming up, what sparked those flames? And as San Antonio stands with Dallas, words now from our community to theirs. Congressman Lamar Smith tweeted, "Let's all join together to pray for the officers and their loved ones. Pray for all who wear blue, pray for Dallas, and pray for our nation." Our viewer Chris By writes, "Rest easy, sir. Your sacrifice will never be forgotten."